spot right here. And you can see where it's raised. That's where the actual probe is gonna go. Now that I probe, I'll be able to put the wand in here, put it together, and then open up a nice little area. I know I'm gonna go about this far in. That's way more than plenty for the actual trap to go in. And that's my little marker right there. Allows me to put this in here. Now that that's wide open, pull on it and hold on this firm, and then just tighten this up. That's it. It's good to go. So that's how you would set the actual trap, but there's a little bit more that comes to it. You have to check the tunnels. Like for this, I have multiple traps there, and I'm definitely going to enjoy my coffee today with my family. I got a couple other little traps that I wanted to set up. I'm definitely going to get to it in a minute, but definitely going to have to track exactly where these moles are going to hit next. So I set this trap here for maybe, I'm going to say about 3 weeks. So still haven't had the spring to pop up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull straight up on this, on the tube itself, just like so. I didn't get the spring to pop or anything like that. It's not damaged or anything. So I am gonna brace the back area right here, just like so. Use this guy here to pop the trap and be able to reuse it again. So here's the thing, I had this trap up for 3 weeks and I hadn't snagged a single thing. So I definitely using the probe again. This is a new tunnel that I'm probing. I probe the actual tunnel. I use my gauge. I kind of measure out the gauge, and then I go ahead and widen up that area in order for my trap to fit nice and snug without any resistance. I want the trap to fall all the way down, so that's why I use the actual gauge to open that little area that I probed. Now that it fit there nice and snug, I hold the top, but sometimes I feel a little bit resistance towards the bottom, so I do pull the tube up just a tad bit because the trap does lay down. Now, I'm going to use the gauge again and exactly the same process. I'll gauge areas, like I'll see another little tunnel. Now this one's very close to it. And so I feel like that with the tunnels being so close to each other, if I do multiple traps, then I have a greater chance of actually catching something. So again, I'm going to probe that area, make sure I make a nice wide opening, and then without any resistance, put the trap in and set it. And then once I set it, it's good to go. Now all I have to do is wait and actually check on the other traps as well. But in addition to that, there is multiple tunnels here, and I'm very confident that I'll catch something. But there's a bunch of times that I will go out for months and definitely won't catch anything. Sometimes it's a little bit of luck, persistence, and a lot of consistency. You get the eye to actually physically see little signs and cues that might actually let you to catch more moles. So those little cues come with practice. Well, all 4 of these traps are pretty much within the same vicinity. I did gauge this area here. After gauging it, I'm definitely going to probe it. I use the probe, and I'm going to widen up that area that I did gauge. And it's pretty close to the actual little gazebo where I like to hang out with my family. Last thing I'm going to do is just wait. So after waiting for a while, I'll come over and check them and see if the actual traps got triggered. If they did get triggered, I definitely like to pull them out and check them to see if I actually caught something. All right, cool. So a piece of dirt like this, it's raised up and it's pushing forward, so I can see kind of like the top portion of the tunnel. I did put my traps kind of like consecutively, like one right here after another one, but the tunnel kind of moves over, and this is a pretty fresh trail right here, so I'm gonna try to chase it like around this area. Comes towards the back, same thing here. So this is pretty raised up, and that's where I get the raised portion of it, and it goes up in like a circle here, back and forth. Same thing when it's coming through, like right here. and I'll be able to chase it. Here's another raised spot, which goes in between all that growth and stuff. And that's a big spot right there. So I definitely identified the actual tunnel that I'm gonna go probe and actually see if I get lucky with like catching more of these moles. It's a series of like trial and error. There's a bunch of times that I'm gonna like set something and I'm not gonna catch anything. So I'm gonna pull some of these traps that I earlier set over here in this area. I'm gonna pull 3 of them. I'm gonna leave the one that I saw the biggest mound of dirt. So I've noticed that the bigger the pile of dirt is, the more they actually like that general area, and possibly they have more actual food there. So they're gonna continue to come to that area a lot more often than they would do to one that's like a less disturbed area. So I'm just gonna place in sequence the actual traps that I'm gonna lay down, and I'm gonna start with this one. I got my gauge and I got my probe. So again, I'm gonna start off with the probe. I use the probe to actually set off the trap because I don't want the trap to be open and I accidentally catch one of my fingers. So the trap is closed. I gauge the area. Now I'm gonna put the gauge in the probe. This allows me to actually probe the area, make that wide open little gap that I need in order for me to actually put the trap in. Once I got the trap in there, I'll go ahead and push it, set it in there without trying to push too hard in the bottom without breaking the actual snare itself. I like to pile some dirt around there so it could stand up just like that. It's really light, so I've never had one of them actually tip over. I go to the next spot along this area where the actual tunnels are. I'm going to do this exact same thing, and it's almost like clockwork, but just it's got to get done, and you have to check them constantly. You gauge the area, you probe it, and then you insert your trap without damaging it, pile the dirt around it, and you continue to look for other sections. So once that spring is set and the trap is on, all you have to do is wait. I like to look for like areas where that dirt is extremely disturbed or raised, or like little piles of actual dirt. You'll find these little hints the more you actually look at the grass itself. Like if don't cut it for like a week or so, I can actually see the grass almost tip over at an angle and create almost like a crevice. Sometimes I have like a V-shaped angle that I would follow a tunnel. The very last trap I'm gonna set, I'm just gonna probe the area, set the trap, and then just have this whole area just kind of waiting for these traps to get set off. If they never come to this area and you have undisturbed mounds, then you can go to where the actual new disturbed area or the new tunnels are, and you can take these traps and move them to that side. But it's one of those kind of like you're playing chess in real time, so you definitely have to keep a really open mind, and you have to follow the actual tunnels when you're setting up these gopher hawks. They are really good at catching moles. Right now I'm just like stomping out like a tunnel or something like that within this area. I want that area of that tunnel, he's gonna have to rebuild again. So when he comes back to rebuild, he's gonna find a snare, and it happens to work a bunch of times. If I do stomp out like a really big mound, or I stomp out a piece of the tunnel, they usually sometimes come back and they have to recarve that, or they go to another section nearby, and then I'll be able to catch them then. Oh shit, yeah, that is a raccoon. Yeah.
There you go.
What is it?
Okay,
Anyways, be careful. That's
yeah, that's a raccoon.
bunch of raccoons. No, there's one behind the gate too.
Yeah, I thought it was a cat, but like, oh, I saw the cat. Yeah.
So I put a series of traps. Usually it has a yellow belt right here. This one does not have any. There's trails here. There's some spots there. And then I put another one right here. So as you can see again, there's no yellow. But on this one, you can see right there, there's yellow.
What's the yellow for?
Yellow means that it got triggered. That means there is a mole, which I'm gonna be able to go in there. So went in through his little tunnel, came in,
With your bare
snapped
hands?
it. Just like that. And this is a fat boy right there. If I don't see it, yeah, he's stiff.
It's
So,
a red or mole.
It's a mole.
Are you sure?
And it's full of parasites, so obviously I don't want to pet it or anything like that. But that is pretty gross, and I got one.
I'm gonna go inside.
And yeah, man. Got a molly. So this process definitely took a couple of weeks, and then this is one of the actual moles that I did catch within this tunnel. I am working on trying to catch another one, but basically as soon as I'm done with this mole, definitely wash the trap and then get ready to reuse it. Since I actually set this trap, there's been a couple other little areas where like more mounds have popped up, and I can definitely reuse this trap. I have a couple more traps that I did set, and I came over to check on them. 100% hasn't gone off, and yeah, time to throw this guy in the trash can. So a few days later, I actually found a different mound. I did go ahead and probe this area. I gauged it, and then I put the trap, and guess what? Lo and behold, I definitely caught a mole there. I definitely got this one. It's fairly good, big size, but it's not one of the bigger ones. I stomped out the area and prepped for another one. So yeah, this one's a pretty small one. It's not that big, but time to throw it in the trash. A lot of times when I'm actually doing this work, it's usually right after work, so it's kind of late. I still got to mow the actual grass itself, but it is fall, so I got a ton of leaves to pick up. I do pick up all the leaves, and then the actual nightfall is catching up to me, but I'm still going to mow this entire area, and that's back and forth. And then this is kind of what you have to do in order for you to maintain. And I got to make sure that I don't snag any rocks. So when the actual moles start digging their mounds, they pull rocks and they put them upwards, and then they break the lawnmower blade. Sweet. Just when these moles thought they were safe, I caught another one. So when the trap does trigger, it brings this yellow portion up. That means the spring popped open and it snared something underground. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull it out right now. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's not a big one, but I didn't think I was gonna catch another one here. But they do have a bunch of tunnels running underneath the ground. There's that one section right there where they have this big old puddle. I was tracing the tunnel going back and forth, but I did catch one there, so I planted the other one over here. And I think this is new right here. This is when the rain does fall down. Rain hits here and hits the lowest bottom portion, and it's hollowed out, so the dirt's gonna, there's nothing holding the dirt back there, so the water's just gonna open that up. So clear indication that there's probably another tunnel either here or coming down this way. But I still got to probe, and I might probe this area and maybe put one or two more traps. But they do like this area here where the rock is at, or the concrete underneath the house or beside the house. They're pretty smart, but I'm gonna kill as many as I can. So set up some more traps. And for anybody who doesn't know what a mole looks like, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna release this guy. So that's the face. And that's what they look like. Don't touch them with your hands. They do have a ton of bacteria and stuff, and looks like they have no eyes. That's the mouth. Little jaw right there. But yeah, let me get rid of this because I got a ton of stuff to do today.